Just going to go around, see what you can actually grow in a small garden. Today is the day. We are harvesting all the beans so that they can start curing inside. We have some pomegranates, and I know for sure that one is okay, but the others we might run into a problem because they were stung by a wasp. I see some have started rotting, but today is the day we take it off, and we're just going to go around, see what you can actually grow in a small garden and what we can harvest from it. So come, let's get going. So I've got my harvest bucket, and there's some awesome pepper juice that I can also harvest. Another name for pepper juice, because a lot of people have asked me, is Malawi peppers, and I think it's gianta peppers, and they are a mild pepper which you then can pickle, and we do a sweet pickle with them, and it's absolutely top. So in the shops in South Africa, you'll buy a jar for between 70 to 80 rand for that, where you grow the plant yourself. And if you grow your plant in a pot, I'll show it to you just now. They grow to the size it can in a pot. It gives you a really good shield of peppers. But if you go and grow it in ground or in your raised beds, the plant literally quadruples, and it just pushes out these amazing red little peppers that is mild but absolutely awesome when you pickle it. So I'll show you them later, but right now what I want to do is I want to get these pomegranates off this tree, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So in this one, let's just take this one off. This is the first one. This is the first one I actually noticed. In the beginning, I actually noticed, I think it was in one of my videos that I was actually doing an update on the fruit trees. And when I came to the pomegranate, I actually saw something stinging the pomegranate. And I'm not sure if you guys can see, but that is where it got stung. And now that I've taken it off, it's a bit juicy, and that I've got a funny feeling half of this is going to be rotten. But I've harvested now. Don't forget, clean prunes when you do this. And we'll open it later on just to see what's happening inside. But I think half of it will be okay. But if anything has laid eggs inside here, it will be eaten inside. This is the only one that is okay. I'm going to leave that one on. I'm going to start taking all the other ones off as well. Oh, this one just fell off. So let's see what's wrong with this one. That it just fell off. Yeah, I think this one's absolutely rotten. Let's go to the next one. This one's also a goner. Yeah. So this year has been different. Every single year there's something different that happens at the homestead. This year has really been one of these years that everything's hit me. I've had problems with birds eating all my fruits. The wasps have literally discovered my homestead and has attacked all my fruits. They've stung majority of my fruits. I've got problems with snails all of a sudden. Now we've just got this one lonely one. I'm just going to quickly show you a close-up of the pomegranates. So this one's still very small. I'm going to leave that on. And then this one, if I feel around it and I look, it is still perfect. So that is 2 pomegranates off of this tree, and it's the most that it's actually given me. Last year I think we got 1, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I took 1 off already. It gave us 6 this year, which is awesome. And the rain has just come down, so I'll see you guys later on when the rain stops.
Much later.
So it has been raining off and on for the last 2 hours. The minute I go inside, the rain stops. The minute I come outside, the rain just starts. Now let's see what we can do in the rain, and I probably will have the camera under the shelter here, and so it will be a far distance harvest, but I can still talk to you guys. So let's harvest some stuff. Oh, while we're here, we do have some awesome cherry tomatoes. So these are amazing tomatoes. Oh, there's some more here. Snails. These guys are a nightmare. Look how amazing these jalapeños are. Got anything else I can harvest here? You can always come back and do some nice kale and spinach, but it all seems great. And I did mention that we've got our last cucumber here. And then I can take out the plant. Awesome cucumber. And it's nice to actually harvest it this young. It's nice and juicy, and it's going to be a nice one. My kohlrabis haven't been growing like you would see, nice and fat. They've been growing a little bit differently, but they still taste amazing. And if you don't like to eat them raw with a dip, what you can do is just use it like you would with any broccoli or cauliflower. Really nice. Vine. Just going to the compost bay. What I want to show you is that these are the little pepper juice, aka Malawi peppers, and there's 2 on here, and I'm going to take that off. And they melt, so if you give them a nice bite, you definitely will feel the heat, but they're not unbearable. But once you pickle them, they are absolutely amazing. So these are probably my favorite tomatoes because they're indeterminate tomatoes. What that means is that they're climbing tomatoes, and they'll keep on producing tomatoes until the very first frost. And once you get a harvest, they carry on giving you more tomatoes, as where the determinant tomatoes are more a bush variety. And once they have all the tomatoes and that, and you harvest them, it's the end of that plant. So I'm not really a big fan of determinant tomatoes. I like to get tomatoes throughout the season. So I have realized that indeterminate tomatoes is my favorite, and I'm sticking to that. I'm not going to try anything new next year. I might just get one sauce tomato. So I will have my jam tomatoes, my cherry tomatoes. It's normally 3 varieties of cherry tomatoes I grow, which is indeterminate. It's the yellow cherry tomato, the red cherry tomato, and the blueberry cherry tomatoes. All indeterminate. It gives me tomatoes throughout the season. It dies off when the first frost hits us, and it's a winner. Then I've got the jam tomatoes that I use for sun-dried tomatoes, which I bottle. And then I want to try a sauce tomato, a small little harvest right now, and let's see what else you can grow in a small back garden and what we can harvest, and look at our harvest at the end of this video. Because really guys, if you got a little space, just a little corner, a patio, a balcony, you can grow something, and there is no better feeling than harvesting from your back garden and eating from it. It's so rewarding. So let's go to our next crop. Tomatoes, yeah. Forgot I didn't throw these tomatoes out. I actually thought I did. I think I was waiting for these guys to ripen. No, must have. This one's still green, but I'm going to leave the pods on. They're wet now. If we wanted to, we could do mint and do rosemary. Check at this. Let's sort this out and I'll show you what we've been able to harvest. The rain's coming down quite hard now, so I'm just under the hothouse. And I just wanted to show you, guys, start small, start in pots. I repeat myself all the time. I just don't want you to lose out on this opportunity that you think you got no space to grow food, but you can find a little bit of space. So we've got this piece where I've just got raised beds going down. It's the only place I have to do my homestead. It's the best place because it's where the sun is located more than 6 hours, so my crops really thrive here. And I was explained why I use raised beds. And there's some exciting news. I will be receiving a parcel from somebody and we'll be doing a nice video on that, but that's just a little bit of a tease. So I just wanted to show you what you can grow. I've got a dedicated raised bed. I actually got 3, but I'm going to be doing 1. And then the gift that I'm getting, hopefully next week, we'll be doing more herbs, more closer to the kitchen. But right now I want to show you all our oregano, the creeping oregano. Not really sure. It's the oregano that creeps. It is oregano that isn't as potent as your common oregano, which you would normally cook with. I can smell oregano, but it's very earthy still. And I like to get a whole bunch. I tie it up just like this and I let it hang. And then I make my own dried oregano. I don't mix this with my common oregano because that is used more for cooking food. I'll put a list up right here what this is called and what you can use it on. And go take a look at how much dried oregano actually costs in the shop and the refills. Why do that when you can just get a small little pot and grow it? How cool is that? And it just keeps on giving. So that is what I've got there. I've got your oregano, and then I said there's 2 different kinds of oregano. So this is the other one. You smell it, and this smells more like your shop oregano. So when I need fresh oregano, I just go into the garden, cut some, and I use it that way. But I'm going to be drying this out and bottling it. So I have 2 different oreganos. And when you dry it out, you'll be able to actually smell the difference. The best one of all. Ah, it's time. Look at this. So cool. So the thyme has just taken off. My favorite thyme is actually thyme in the garden. Okay, that wasn't funny. So my best thyme is the lemon thyme. That is so nice. It's just got that hint of citrus in. It's absolutely awesome. But I haven't been able to grow that. It hasn't taken in my garden. But what has taken is your normal thyme. And once you cut it, oh my gosh, you can just smell it throughout the garden. So I will be drying this out. I also like to go into the garden. The sound of rain is just so magical, isn't it? Love it. And I just love being in the garden when it rains. Nothing better than being either barefoot or in your flip-flops in the garden while it's raining, because that's is what I remember as a kid, playing in the rain when you were a kid. Your parents just wanted you out the house, and that is the era I was brought up in. So this is absolutely heaven for me. But yeah, this is time. I'm going to dry some out. There's so much time in the garden right now, but I think when it is not raining like this, I'm going to harvest some more, but I'm just going to tie it up. I'm going to let it dry out naturally. I'm going to bottle this, and I've just got myself my own dried thyme. And then the next one, okay, I'm going to actually get the smallest one here. I didn't harvest too much, but it is basil. Got loads of basil in the garden, and I like to dry this out and also have dried basil. The only time I use fresh basil is if I make a cheese or mozzarella sandwich with tomato, basil, some pepper, salt, and drizzle of olive oil. The best. And sometimes if I make a nice fried egg with tomato, this also goes on. But right now we've got quite a few basil. I'm going to dry this out and add it to the basil I've got in the pantry. Okay, the next one is quite a lot. I didn't realize how fast this has grown. And there's so much more in the garden. So the parsley has literally taken off. Oh my gosh, parsley smells so amazing. This is all my parsley. I'm doing the same thing. I'm drying it out. And this is actually going to give me so much dried parsley. I think I have saved myself around about $100 of spices. This this is quite cool. So I'm going to stick that in my basket. Really need a bigger harvest basket. Okay, what did we harvest? We harvest that one pomegranate. Okay, another kohlrabi. I already had 2 kohlrabis. That is in my tummy. Got this amazing brinjal. So brinjal, I'm going to slice this, and I am going to probably make some crumbed brinjal. And making crumb brinjal is probably the only way I eat it, and a lasagna brinjal dish. I don't really like brinjal, but that is the only 2 dishes I actually eat brinjal. And making crumb brinjal is really, really nice. It's easy. And why I like it is because you have that crumb on the outside that makes it like the texture a little bit different. But on the inside, if you cook it properly, it's actually creamy, and you don't actually taste that it's brinjal. And I do take the skin off because I don't like the skin. But yeah, I normally do 6 plants of brinjals. It was just too much. I did 3 and only got 1 brinjal. We got cucumber, so you can use cucumber for whatever you want. Salad, pickles, eat it fresh, give it to your animals. But grow. My plan was to actually do a whole bunch of pickled cucumbers, and yeah, it was just hit with a lot of diseases, but the rain also destroyed my crop. The hail came in and damaged every single cucumber plant, and it just didn't do well after that. So at least I've got a cucumber here. Okay, then what else do we have here? Look at these jalapenos. So I managed to pick a few jalapenos, and the plant still has quite a lot of jalapenos on them. And I did pick a red one, but I don't want them to go red. I don't like it when they go red, so green is the best. And what can you do with jalapenos? Well, you can cook with them, you can pickle them like I normally do, or you can take the seeds out and stuff them with cheese or mozzarella or cream cheese. You can even crumb them and then fry them. That is quite nice. So I think that is what I want to do. I think I'll grab some cottage cheese or mozzarella, and I think I might crumb these and fry them because it is one of the best ways to eat them. I also managed to get only 2 pepper juice, but that's because all the plants have only green pepper juice, and once they all go red, I'll be able to add it to this. And then last but not least, a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes. Put that all there. And then I also managed to grab two of these small tomatoes. So these tomatoes, the seeds I actually got from Cyprus, and what I like about them is that they are about a golf ball size. They are bigger than a cherry tomato but smaller than your average tomato, and that is the size of them, and they taste like a normal tomato, so it's just a smaller version. So that's quite cool. So this is a huge harvest from a small back garden homestead, which isn't that big. And the best thing is that I'm in a suburban area, and this is what I'm growing in my back garden. So you guys can do it too. So go take a look at my videos. I talk a lot about how to start growing in a small back garden. And if I can do it, you guys can definitely do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it motivated you. So go out there, and even though in South Africa we are heading to winter, there is things like winter crops. There's a video I've just made about 6 crops that you can start growing right now. I'll see you guys in the next video.